What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. You know, this is sort of a tough Monday to begin if you're just opening the episode and you want to get Friday energy.
Crazy Monday.
And you're looking for a distraction. We're always going to be here to do that, and we will continue to do that after, we continue on with the show. But I think that this was a very, very heavy weekend.
Yeah.
I think it was heavy mentally for a lot of people. There were multiple tragedies that happened this past weekend. The shooting at Brown University, the shooting at Bondi Beach in Australia, which was an attack on the Jewish community, the shooting at a Sweet 16 in Brooklyn this past weekend. These tragedies are so horrific, and I think really it was just a lot to take in for everybody this past weekend. And it's hard to just jump on and say, happy Monday, Friday energy, because it feels very dark right now.
Yeah, it definitely felt like one of those weekends, or even just a Monday morning where you open your phone and it's just like one thing after the next. You're like, oh my God, something else has happened. Just really so awful seeing the story come out from Brown and these students studying for exams and doing just, a last minute study session, and having this happen. It's just really, really scary, and it's awful for that entire community. And waking up and seeing what happened in Australia, which is, I think, known across the world as one of the quote unquote stricter against gun violence, and that doesn't I know it sounds like this doesn't happen here, but it's just like that's always kind of how Australians have framed, especially when looking at the US and what happens here, and seeing that happen and seeing the lives lost on what should be such a celebratory beginning of the community there, celebrating Hanukkah and being on the beach and having their entire community together, and having these two men attack the community solely for them being Jewish it's so awful. It's so heartbreaking. It's once again another moment where my heart goes out to the Jewish community for having to once again see something like this happen. And you get to see these details of these poor lives lost. It just breaks your heart. Young kids, a Holocaust survivor. It's really, oh my God. It just it rips you apart. It's so sad. And a young sophomore girl at Brown University, when the details start to come out and they start to share the stories of these poor lives that have been lost, it's so awful. And it really did feel like we were just opening our phones or opening the news to one thing after the next all weekend.
It felt that way all weekend, and truly my heart breaks for everybody that was affected by these tragedies, each family, each life lost. I mean, talking about, the sophomore at Brown University, and then seeing students talk about how this is their second school shooting that they've survived, and to live through that it's just so heartbreaking. And then, the Bondi Beach, like you mentioned, when I saw that somebody who had survived the Holocaust, them losing their life this many years later for the same reason is really just, it's just horrific, and it's so sad. And I just feel awful for everybody who's affected, and everybody who is going online and reading these things, and it's tragedy after tragedy. It can be really, really heavy and dark. So we just want to be here for everybody and let everybody know that we are here for them. And then everyone's going to bed Sunday night, and they're doing their last check of news, and you see Rob Reiner and his wife were murdered and stabbed to death in their home, allegedly by their son. Just awful. Awful. you cannot even put words to this and to everything that has happened.
No, it's
this past
exactly.
weekend.
It's just like I said, tragedy after tragedy.
It is so tragic. I cannot wrap my head around it, all of it. So it just it feels very very dark today, and
I know this one really didn't feel one of those ones that really didn't feel real, because it was first reported that bodies were found at the home that belongs to Rob Reiner. They were not identified, but as the police report came out, it listed the ages of the two victims. People were obviously like, well, that's got to be him and his wife. And right now, it's Monday morning, so a lot is still coming out. So we don't want to overspeak or, share details that maybe aren't 100% confirmed. But People Magazine right away, like pretty confidently, it seems, said that they had exclusive sources that said it was their son Nick who had killed both of them in their home, and that they were found by their daughter. Just another unfathomable thing to happen. You read that and you're just like, oh, that's not a real story. Like, I don't. It's just it's so awful. And I know that there's been an outpouring of love right now through Hollywood for him and his impact and all of those that he affected. And it's just mind blowing. Another, you really can't wrap your mind around that one. And like I said, it's just like coming into holiday season, dark, and it feels like one of those things that just puts a lot of things in perspective. You're just like, oh my God.
It really does. It is very, very, very heavy. And, we get these cruel reminders that you wish you didn't even have to think of, that anything could happen at any time. And it is really, really fucking horrible. And just, you just go, what the fuck? Is truly, and it makes you angry and sad, and you feel so many emotions about it all. As we always want to do, we hope to give people a space to try to relieve some of this heaviness, although we can't.
It's heavy on our minds today for sure.
And we can't just hop on and move past it, although I know people want to plug in their headphones or hop on and just get their mind off of it. We do, we want to acknowledge it all, but we will move on to a regular episode. And we are going to be talking about some topics, some TV, some movies. Lots of TV. We have an interview with Sam Heughan, who we've had on the podcast twice before over Zoom. Now we'll be in person.
Very excited to have him in studio.
Yeah, you were very excited to have him in studio. A lot of relationship conversations.
Yeah, a lot.
We are going to be going through a lot of couples. We have Alix and Braxton confirming their breakup. Josh Allen and Hailee Steinfeld are having a baby. This was one of the outliers of the happy news, because the rest of it is all
the rest
not
of it
good.
was divorce and breakups.
Amy Schumer confirms divorce. Love Island's Chelley and Ace break up, and Bronwyn and Todd from Salt Lake City, Real Housewives, divorce. Just had her in studio. I need to know what happened there.
I know, and you know what? I mean, we'll talk about it, but good.
Yeah. No, we were texting about this the other day, and I was like, they need to end this whole thing.
Yeah, but
we're going to get into it all, and we have the weekly watch report. So let's get into it. The only thing we love as much as you guys are those delicious cocktails. We just wrapped up our fall tour in Philly, and we had delicious RumHaven cocktails to top the night off. They are so scrumptious. You could just have them straight over ice. You could have it with a little juice. You can make a Friday energy cocktail in honor of us. And no one serves up real delicious drinks like RumHaven. RumHaven is made with real coconut water and no artificial flavors or preservatives for a clean and refreshing refreshing taste. So head to rumhaven.com/chicksintheoffice to learn more. We got the confirmation from Alix Earle this past weekend, Saturday, 10 p.m. at night. She put out a TikTok and a reel confirming that her and Braxton did break up. You know, this video, it made me feel sad for her and also happy for her at the same time. I felt like it was a really vulnerable post. She detailed the fact that, you know, this was weighing heavy on her. She didn't know why she was feeling these things. Kind of felt like it seemed like she was outgrowing the relationship. She was wanting to stay more in LA, Braxton being in Houston right now and in Miami. I feel like the Dancing with the Stars experience kind of opened up a whole new world for her and kind of let her unravel things about herself and dig deeper. And, you know, they do say that to be true. Moving your body really can like open up. It's a form of therapy. Can really just like open up, you know, past trauma, things like that nature. That's what people are kind of discussing now with the Dancing with the Stars experience, where it could just sort of do that thing to you. And I feel like it was a very mature decision on her part and Braxton to be like, this relationship does not, it's not going to serve me going forward. Yeah. And I kind of need to take a step back and do what is best, even though, you know, she still has a lot of love for him and still called him her best friend and things like that.
Yeah. It was sad because it was kind of what we thought. You know, it's always sad when you just kind of hear someone confirm what you thought was happening, which was just like, you know, it wasn't working out. There wasn't some big dramatic thing that happened or someone didn't do something they weren't supposed to and all these things. Because at first we were just kind of like, what's going on? Because after the news came out, neither of them had said anything. But then Braxton posted an Instagram and the caption was, "What did I miss?" And it was just like 8 pictures of himself. And he was like responding to people in the comments. People, it's like, what did I miss? Boy, did he open the door to that one. And everyone was like, every episode of Dancing with the Stars. They were like, every dance Alix did. They're like, what did you miss? They're like, you missed the ballroom. Like, they like really, and he was writing back to people being like, I would have been there if I could have, you know, couldn't be there because of work, which is still extremely true. And I think people still online have been like, I don't know, unfairly. And Alix kind of said in her video too, it was like, you know, you don't need to like go after him or be mean or anything. But I'm still seeing TikToks of people, like someone was at the Texans game, like filming him on the sidelines being like, boo. And I was like, oh, like, it's just like, I don't know. They just clearly are going through a breakup. I think Braxton is, as we know, a tad bit older than Alix. I think they're in different places in their lives. I'm sure Braxton is at the point where most of his friends and team, like most of his friends are probably in the place of taking that next step in relationships or getting married or kids or whatever it is. So I think he's my age.
He's 30.
He's younger than me.
Why did I think
he was like a little bit older than me? But
he's 30, yeah.
He just
turned 30.
Oh, you're right. Duh. He just turned 30. It was his 30th birthday. He did, yes. So yeah, it's like I kind of probably more at that point. And Alix, like you said, Dancing with the Stars opened a lot of doors. I think being in LA probably gave her a little bit of a different taste of what she could be doing and maybe other work opportunities she could be taking and all of those things. And it's not crazy, or it feels right for her to be like, I kind of need to just focus on myself right now. And she has all the momentum in the world to be doing everything and anything she wants. And like, this is the time to take it. And I think she should be able to do all those things without feeling guilty, which seems like that's kind of where she was at. Of like, I'm feeling guilty that I'm maybe not being the best girlfriend I can be, or that I'm not there for Braxton in some of these moments, and that's not fair to him. And I, you know, just it all made sense.
Yeah, and she mentioned that she was like, I don't think I could be what Braxton needs. Not that he's expecting that of me.
Yeah,
but it
you put that on yourself.
I think she's putting that on herself, and I think that this is, you know, a respectable decision. If you are not all in it, then there is no reason to stay in it. And I think having that awareness is really great because, if they then they start to resent each other and bad things can happen from that point on. So to get out now while they could still be amicable, I think is good. I did notice that she did say, don't be mean to Braxton, which is extremely fair.
Yeah.
Because like she had mentioned, nobody did anything to each other. She broke up with him is very clear. And she's like, hey, don't be mean to him. The fact that people are being mean to him is so ridiculous. I will say this, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When he posted that slideshow of himself with the caption, what did I miss?
That was an eyebrow raise.
I thought, why do that, man?
Yeah.
Why,
right.
It felt like you had to know what you were walking into when you made the caption, what did I miss? And then he pinned somebody's comment being like, people not getting this is the Drake song. Yeah, there is a Drake song called What Did I Miss?
Yeah.
You're still asking the question, what did I miss?
For sure.
Like, it doesn't change the fact. Like, Braxton wasn't just like, ooh, let me pick this random Drake song. If he wanted to do that, he could have done, Marvin's Room. Like, he could pick any Drake title then.
Right. It also, even if he put, dash Drake.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have mattered either.
Right. People do that all, dash Drake, dash Braxton Berrios. That was, you knew what you were doing with that caption and all those pictures of yourself. I rolled my eyes a bit at the post.
Yeah.
But no reason to be mean to him going forward after she announced what had happened.
Like there's nothing but there's I feel like you should just be sending, if you're going to comment, it should just be like, oh, Alex said, sending you love. Hope you're okay. It's like all these TikTokers, the audience that she has, this younger generation of all these I'm a child of divorce. You guys aren't helping. Imagine you make the really hard decision to break up with your boyfriend and then you're just bombarded by comments of I'm a child of divorce. You guys have broken my heart. It's okay, well, my heart's broken. So I don't need to hear from you guys. And I was talking to G about this because we were together on Sunday watching the Eagles game. And she was on her TikTok and she literally showed me, because I was getting them too, these sad fan edits of Alex and Braxton with sad music and slow-mo videos of them. And she's just she goes to this, she's like, imagine you just this just pops up on your For You page, you break up with your boyfriend, then you have to deal with all these sad fan edits of you all over your TikTok.
It also didn't feel like they posted that much together. Where they posted together, but it wasn't all the time where I feel like people are going to be missing out on some crazy content.
I know. Well,
it was cute. They were cute. They were very cute.
Yeah. It was just people being sad, they're talking about the dog and all these things. I'm oh God, just let them.
I know, and I think that her content is very interesting without Braxton as well. So both ways. I'm well, now we're still going to be entertained by her.
Totally. But I thought that too. I felt so sad thinking about her being sad in her home, and you open TikTok and it's just the saddest songs you can think of, and just the lyrics playing in script on the screen as it's just pictures of you and your ex-boyfriend.
Right, and you're wait, did I make the wrong decision? Because these edits are having me think something else. Yeah. Did you see her stepmom comment about how Thomas, her younger brother, was on FaceTime with Braxton at that moment? I just felt like that was a little bit unnecessary, because
I didn't even see that comment.
People were commenting, being oh, the real person we're worried about is Thomas. How's Thomas going to feel? Because her younger brother was, loved Braxton and was close with Braxton. And then her stepmom commented on the TikTok and was oh, well, we love you. We love Braxton. I think Thomas is on FaceTime with him right now. And a ton of people liked that comment.
Yeah.
Because they were happy to see that he was on FaceTime with. But also at some point, I assume, maybe not, if I'm Alex, I'm going to be all right, well, these FaceTimes are probably going to have to end at some point. You can have them now, but how long is Thomas going to be FaceTiming my ex-boyfriend? Because at some point, you would imagine they would, not now, she should live her life singly.
At some point, I think that's sweet though.
Right now.
Yeah, but but I don't think anyone thinks like, oh, it's going to go on forever. If anything, like that's.
What if Thomas gets too attached?
What if like Gio's like FaceTiming friends, ex-boyfriend from like high school still?
Right.
They still have that attachment. Like
that
hopefully Thomas doesn't still want to FaceTime him.
Years
you know.
later,
yeah.
Alex Earle's married and he's still
and
FaceTiming.
he's still FaceTiming Braxton.
I'm saying it's probably, it's a little bit of closure. It's not like probably. I would assume Braxton also wouldn't want to just stop talking to him like cold turkey.
1,000%.
So it could be they could just be chatting, and then eventually you just have to slowly like phase him out of that, and he'll forget eventually because it's like, well, he won't be coming around as much, and he won't be there in person, so it'll slowly fade.
It will.
But
if I was
right now,
Alex,
it's
I'd
probably
be like,
sad. And I bet you
Ashley,
Alex
no reason
wants
to comment this for everyone to see, because now everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, are they FaceTime? You know what I mean? Like I feel like
she just probably wanted to prove a point that everything really is amicable, but it's just like you don't.
But sometimes I'd be like almost like when she hopped on and told what's her face to get on more Ozempic,
right.
Cheryl Burke on Dancing with the Stars. Like I'd be like, hey, no need for the commentary.
Yeah.
But I guess you can't control what people, you know what I mean? Everyone has
everyone
has a right to their own social media.
No, and we know our, family's always got, you can't control what your family says sometimes.
Yeah.
And I just think that like, she definitely meant it as like, everything's okay and don't worry, Braxton, and just leave Thomas high and dry.
Right. They're getting their last minute. They're getting their closure FaceTime in.
Right. Imagine she was like, they're actually having their last FaceTime ever right now. I can hear him crying from the other room.
No, that's so sad.
So sad.
Cannot word it like that.
No.
They will be having a closure FaceTime.
No. But it's just like, once again, maybe they'll find their way back to each other at a certain point. Maybe they won't. Like, it's just with someone like Alex, where it's just like, the world is your oyster right now. It's just like, do everything you want to do. Mm-hmm. And if Braxton's the right person, maybe it comes back around.
Maybe it's right person, wrong time.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Moving on to more happier news, Josh Allen and Hailee Steinfeld, they announced that they are having a child. So exciting, so cute.
The video was
They announced
adorable.
it in a very Buffalo Bills way.
For sure, out in the snow.
In the snow, the little snowman. So freaking cute.
I'm not quite sure how it arrived or who sent it or what, because honestly, the return address made no sense. But it was addressed to me, and I opened a package at the end of last week. It was just a Buffalo Bills sweater, and it's really cute.
Oh,
it's a really cute sweater.
That is cute.
I don't know if it was sent to me. Maybe it was supposed to be sent to you. I'm not quite sure. But then I also thought maybe it was weirdly in a bag. But then inside the bag was another bag that was also put in the mail.
Interesting.
To someone else. So I'm like, was this accident? I don't know. It was
felt like an accidental gift thing to you?
It felt like some wires were crossed, and this Buffalo Bill sweater ended up being sent to me, and I'm not quite sure who it was originally supposed to go to.
Now you have a cute sweater.
But it's a really cute sweater. And, I have a friend that's a diehard Bills fan. It could go to her unless you want it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been quiet about my fandom lately.
Well, I mean, you should be screaming from the rooftop. What a game. What a game on Sunday.
Yesterday.
What a comeback.
Yeah, that was huge.
The Bills are alive. Mm-hmm. Do you feel good about it?
I do feel good about it. You
just knew after the pregnancy announcement, I was like, he's not losing this game.
He is. And, people talk about Josh Allen, and there was these videos of him throwing up yesterday. If you were...
that was gross.
No, but if you were a real Bills fan, you would know that Josh Allen throws up before every single game. And if he doesn't throw up before every single game, he does it mid-game. He's talked about this plenty of times before. So people
the cameras just caught him.
Cameras caught him this time, but he has said in the past that he throws up before every game.
Oh. He just seems like one of those guys
that throw up before every podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. It's nerves, anxiety. People were commenting Josh, that's anxiety, man. Because he was like, I don't know, I just get this weird feeling before I'm about to step out there.
I have to throw up.
Yeah, it's just probably adrenaline, nerves. My guy's nervous out there. But such a cute announcement. So freaking cute. Happy for them. They are such an adorable couple. And, moved quickly after the wedding. But hey, this was the plan.
Exactly. I felt like at that point, it's probably... When that happens, it's like, oh, you're you're ready to start a family. That's something that they both clearly were excited for and wanted, and I feel like we got that vibe from the both of them. And it's just great news.
It is.
And a sea of bad news.
And a sea of bad news, because
so
we will then move on to the next couple.
Thank you to them for announcing that when they did.
They did, because I think the world needed that in the land of true love, because more breakups happened.
Yep.
Amy Schumer confirmed that her and Chris Fischer are getting divorced. She made a statement, which I thought was very funny.
Yeah.
She wrote, blah, 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 blah. Chris and I have made the difficult decision to end our marriage after 7 years. We love each other very much and will continue to focus on raising our son. We would appreciate people respecting our privacy at this time. Blah, blah, blah. Not because I dropped some LBs and thought I could bag a basket, and not because he's a hot James Beard award-winning chef who could still pull some hot tail. Amicable and all love and respect. Family forever. I thought that this was hilarious because I felt like she was making fun of the typical announcement of like, please respect our privacy at this time. We made the difficult decision. You know, everyone writes the same thing. And you say, please respect our privacy at this time as a celebrity. You know, people are not really respecting your privacy at this time. They're going to talk about it, the blah, blah, blah. They made the decision. She didn't want people to think it's just because she lost a lot of weight and thought that, you know, she could bag a baddie. And
well, the timing was kind of funny because it was like, oh, pictures of Amy Schumer come up. Everyone's like, holy shit. Like, Amy, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And all the comments being like, oh, she must be single. And then like her having to be like, you know, the things don't have to do with each other, but yeah, I am single and I am getting a divorce. And then you kind of think, are you sure they don't have to do with each other? But yeah, they that caption was also riddled with typos.
It was, and
riddled. I
would like to say,
I just not to like point that out, but when I originally read it, I went to read it out loud to someone, and I was like, I can't even read this out loud. There's so many typos.
Right, and I would like to come to the defense of Maddie, who runs our social media, that she posted that, and people commented being like, I have to proofread. You got to proofread.
Oh,
and Sarah came to her defense. Was like, this was posted exactly how it was written.
Yeah.
And I'd like to defend our girls here because they're just reporting the news how they see it come.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing.
To clean up her messy
Right. It's
grammar.
also like
it's not their job to clean up Amy Schumer's mistakes.
We would then be assuming maybe she meant to use a different word. Like if we fixed it for her.
Maybe she wanted it to be spelled
that's how she clearly that's how she wanted. She never even went back and fixed it.
Never. And you know what?
That's how it still reads.
Respect that even more because she was like not sitting there reading the caption over and over again. Like, is this a good caption? What are people gonna say? She was like, fuck it, blah 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 blah. Me and Chris are getting divorced. Blah 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 blah. Post. And then she moved on.
Yeah.
Because
she did fix it eventually, but
well, we didn't, and that's okay because that's how it was originally
But it was
posted.
like that for a while.
And she just clicked post and she said, people are going to know we're divorced one way or the other. We might as well let them know.
Yeah.
And that's what she did.
Yep.
So, you know what? Just how we could celebrate Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen having a baby, we could celebrate these two amicably divorcing.
Right,
you know what I mean?
They don't have kids, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
they have a son.
That was a part of the statement.
Oh,
that
I didn't really
They will continue to focus on raising their son.
Oh.
Yes. You probably didn't know with all the
Great. I was
with
too
all the
focused
grammar
on
mistakes.
Put an S when it should have been an A.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a sad one, but it was one that we kind of saw coming a little bit. There's just rumors have been circulating about the two of them. So
exactly.
Just Amy came out and confirmed it.
Yeah.
One that we didn't see coming. That they seemed solid, there was the whole proposal,
the big Jade Mountain proposal,
the big proposal to be girlfriend boyfriend, which is something that Love Island really has taken and run with because never have I seen these types of gestures when asking someone to be their girlfriend. It is full proposal level, but Ace and Chelley have broken up. And there's not really too many details about it, at least as far as I've seen. Chelley just confirmed that they have split.
I can't say I'm totally shocked.
Right.
I felt like while watching the show, it felt like they were either going to be tied to each other from the beginning or it was going to end in a whole big mess at the end of the show. They then decided to lock in. And they were, they were making it to the end. They got voted off. And it was kind of like, what the fuck? These two have been together since the beginning. Why are we voting them off? That's how we felt at the time. But the pattern was there while watching the show, that they couldn't totally commit to each other. So I'm not too surprised that they maybe couldn't totally commit to each other outside of the show either.
Right. It was just like, and she was pretty, not necessarily like vague about it. It's just she had said in an interview that they had gone through very challenging things in their relationship, didn't get into specifics. She said we had a lot of conversation. At the end of the day, it was a mutual agreement that this is for the best. She just admitted that some things don't work out.
Did you see the clip of her talking about it?
No.
It was just funny because the people interviewing her, she was on some podcast or radio show, and they were like, so, like, what's next for you and Ace? Like, you guys gonna move in together?
She did Page 6 radio.
And she was like, yeah, like, actually...
Breaking
news.
Like,
she was just like, it didn't seem like she was planning on telling people, but she kind of had to because they were like, are you guys going to move in? What's next? Like, blah, blah, blah.
Right. It's like, but it's also, if you're going to do an interview, you're going to be asked about him. So it's like.
Kind of bold to be like, you guys going to move in? They just started dating this summer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, whoa, okay.
Yep.
Well, I feel like maybe she took one look at Ace's house and saw all the murals of him and on his back. And
I haven't seen that.
You didn't see Ace's
pictures
house.
Of his house?
Ace's house is just a shrine to Ace.
Ace?
That's the least surprising thing
that
of all
is
time.
that is not surprising at all.
Like,
I have not seen it.
I feel like when the show wrapped up and he went back into his home, people were like, wow, Ace's house is really dedicated to Ace.
Ace is decorated in an Ace theme.
Yes. And it's just like Ace everywhere and Ace on his back.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that could be a turnoff. You step into his house and you see everything's dedicated. Not even like his family or maybe like even a pet. It's just like me. This house is dedicated to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what she saw every time he turned around.
That is true. I wonder if we can pull up Ace's house. Ace's house from Love Island.
Yeah, like images. I'm sure there are some.
Definitely, because I think he did like a little tour. Yeah, Ace Mob headquarters, big in the house.
Ace Mob headquarters.
Yes, him laying on the house. Oh, Chef Ace. That's near the kitchen.
I'm seeing people say Ace did a house tour and it's sick. Oh, I see it.
Everything is about Ace.
Yeah, okay. There's a full photo. Chef Ace in the kit. Yep. Okay, I'm seeing it now too.
It is crazy. He's only 22.
So wow. Neon sign.
It is decked out.
The TV's got Ace an Ace interview playing.
It's Ace's world.
Oh, don't forget he's got World Peace on, but Ace is a different color in Peace.
Of course.
So that's up there as well. He's got a rack of merch.
That's a lot to take in.
He's got a whole merch section.
I'd imagine if things aren't all about Ace, it could probably be hard to be in a relationship with him.
Yeah. What an absolute... I mean, this is probably the most bachelor pad I've ever seen of any bachelor pad.
Mm-hmm. It's Ace, man.
Streaming room.
Clock it.
More pictures of Ace.
Catchy song, though.
I saw he keeps
another
putting out
neon
more
sign.
Songs.
And
they kind of all sound the same, but
he did a whole music video to that.
Ace Mob is written everywhere.
Yeah. Big time Ace vibes. I don't know.
Couldn't do this without God. Couldn't do this without the mob. Is how the video ended.
At least he's thankful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of Ace.
It would be a lot to take. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason for the breakup.
Yeah.
But just speculation here and just having fun with my thoughts is that you better be catering to Ace 24/7 if you want to be in that relationship.
That was another one where I felt the age difference in the outside was going to be tougher.
Totally.
Like in the inside, like, okay, you can kind of ignore that. But on the outside, that's a much bigger jump despite only being like, 6 years? But it's just like that, those specific ages, you could be two completely different people. Like a 22-year-old guy versus a 28-year-old guy.
Totally
lot can change in those times.
A 22-year-old guy and a 28-year-old woman.
Yeah.
I want to say 22-year-old boy
right,
and a 28-year-old
right,
woman
right,
because
right.
it is worlds apart.
Right.
And I think women just mature faster.
Yeah, that is also true.
I think that they are probably worlds apart in that aspect. But watching the show, Ace, he was right about everything. You know what I mean? Ace knew best.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you know, I don't know what
we'll
happened
see if
there.
that's some of that. I know that they weren't set up for, or they hadn't signed up for the, right? They didn't sign up for the Beyond the Villa.
They weren't on the Beyond the Villa.
But maybe that'll change. Who
Maybe
knows?
they'll be like, ooh, we want to be a part of this now, document it.
Yeah.
And then the last couple from this weekend that, you know, had a rocky go at it is Bronwyn from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and her husband Todd.
Yeah.
Bronwyn was just recently in the studio. We talked, you know, kind of a lot about her relationship with Todd and how Todd doesn't want to be on TV. And, you know, we asked, you know, any plans on that changing, or does that affect the relationship? And we got a lot of PR answers because they are getting divorced. So, you know how that goes. They weren't ready to announce it yet. And she's not going to sit here and break the news to us for the first time that they're getting divorced. But it is kind of interesting how you see like the PR answer standpoint of it all, because that was only 2 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they must have been having conversations about it. You know, you don't just one day up and decide you're getting divorced. The conversations have to be happening for a little bit.
For sure. But I will say, I don't feel like there was as much PR responses as it could have been. Like, I don't feel like that was a fake out to me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't feel like I saw the news and was like, what? You know, because to me, when we were asking her about it too, it was like, yeah, we disagree on all these things. Mm-hmm. Like, it's kind of an issue. Like, it's like not as much being like, oh, we're fighting about it all the time, but it's like, that's an easy lie of like, oh no, we're working it out. Like, it's totally okay, whatever. But that's what I've always liked about her too, is even on the show, it's like, yeah, we really don't agree on these things. Like, I wanted, like, even she's like, you know, it's very clear Todd doesn't like the show. Yeah. She could lie and say like, oh, Todd's fine with it. Like, but you know, she's been very open about those disagreements. So hearing her be like, yeah, you know, I love the show. I want to do it. He doesn't. And it has been causing problems. Well, that makes sense, because they've clearly, like you said, been having discussions about it. Neither of them have confirmed this. Like, Bronwyn hasn't said anything herself, but this news did break that they were separating. And once again, not it was, from what we've seen and from what we've watched, not a surprise.
No, from watching the show, not surprised whatsoever. I think even, you know, outsider perspective, while they were together, you're watching and you're like, why is Bronwyn with this guy? You know, they don't seemingly agree on their lifestyle choices.
Right.
He is 20 years older than her. And
not sensing the chemistry.
No, not really picking up on the chemistry there. But maybe there was that we didn't see a lot of. Yeah. You know, you don't know behind the scenes.
Because he really did hate the show.
Yeah, right.
So he's probably just curmudgeon every time the cameras came out.
Exactly. So they could have been very happy behind closed doors and we didn't see it. Although now they're getting divorced. So I would imagine not the case.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. When we saw it, and it's another thing I was talking to G about. When we saw him take that last cherry off of her sundae, when she said how much she loves the cherries on the sundaes, you just don't marry that guy. You marry the guy that orders you the sundae and gets 2 cherries and gives you both of them.
Exactly.
And says, here's the extra cherry because I know you love cherry so much.
Exactly.
You don't marry the guy that swaps that cherry right off your sundae, eats it right in your freaking face.
No.
And then just doesn't care.
I would argue,
you know what? That was the worst. That was one of the worst things I've seen him do.
I would argue that's someone who actually dislikes you.
Yeah.
Like they're
purposely trying to hurt you.
Yeah, they're going out of their way to show that they don't like you if they do that, which is not right. And Bronwyn deserves better.
Completely.
So, hoping Bronwyn's okay.
Yeah.
And hope that she knows that she deserves better, which I'm sure, you know, they're getting divorced. Would love to know more details. Maybe she'll come back in the studio for the next season and I'm guessing they'll probably show more.
Yeah, I'm guessing this could also be a reunion thing.
Definitely.
You know, because the timing of this coming out right around when they filmed the reunion. I feel like that's something that could have been leaked, and then bam, everyone's like,
right.
Yeah.
And no dentist posting for Lisa Barlow.
No.
She was posting old videos from Santorini because, that was what was in the episode. And people thought that Lisa Barlow was in Santorini the night that she told us she had a dentist appointment, which would have been hilarious.
It was objectively funny when we were doing the show on Tuesday and people in the crowd were yelling at us, "She's in Santorini." we were like, what?
Yeah, she wasn't actually in Santorini.
Yes.
But
they are currently in the episodes, they are on their trip to Greece.
And it would be very funny if she did say she had a dentist appointment and just landed in Santorini.
For sure.
I'd almost respect it. I'd be like, you know what?
Sure.
You were going to Santorini. But no update on the dental work, and I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know.
No,
unless it's on the next season. Her getting a root canal. That's her big plot line.
Yep.
That she has a big.
We watched the reunion, and she's like, "I gotta get out of here. My mouth is killing me."
Right. The whole the reunion. She's just holding her jaw.
Yeah.
Kind of playing.
She's like, I just can't put this off anymore.
No, I gotta get that dental work done. But that wraps up the roundup for couples who split up this weekend.
Yes,
and then one baby. And we are very happy.
Sweet baby coming into the mix.
For that one baby. Yeah. So congratulations. I blew out my hair days ago, and I have been keeping this blowout strong with Batiste. Batiste is the award-winning #1 dry shampoo brand, #1 in the US and #1 in the world. I did my classic sock curls, slept with them in, pulled them out, and then I spritzed a little dry shampoo in my hair to freshen it up, and it did the trick. It instantly refreshes your hair. It absorbs oil and grease for a cleaner looking and feeling hair with added volume and texture. And it's great on your hair, it's easy on your wallet, and it's a staple for a reason. And you can get that blowout look for less than the blowout price. You can keep this hair going. Like I said, I did this days ago, refreshed it with a little dry shampoo this morning when I woke up, and I feel like I look like I got a fresh blowout ready to go. Batiste works better than the next leading competitor and brands that cost up to 2 times more. And it is a classic for a reason. You go into your friend's house, you go, "Hey, you got any dry shampoo?" They got Batiste Dry Shampoo laying around. Buy Batiste Dry Shampoo online or in-store at your nearest retailer. All right, let's get into the Weekly Watch Report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday. So watched some things.
Yeah.
Some good stuff was happening in the television world.
Yeah.
I felt like, Taylor Swift's documentary was, the first 2 episodes were released. Watched that on Friday. I thought it was decent. I thought it was pretty good.
I loved it.
I wasn't totally blown away by anything in particular, but I thought it was entertaining enough.
I loved. I think it was fantastic. I was crying like half the episodes. I mean, I feel like, I think, not to say you didn't experience the Eras tour, but I think from someone who went to the Eras tour, it's a different, like watching it back, you're like, it took me back to being there, where I was like, that was just it was such an incredible time, and the concert was just so amazing that it just was like reliving it all over again.
No, it's not that I did not like it.
I know what you're saying.
I just wasn't blown away by the first 2 episodes, although it was very emotional.
Yeah.
The first episode talking about
it's heavy.
The
plotted terrorist attack in Vienna, and then the poor children that were killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And seeing that side of Taylor where you were dealing with this, and then you have to get on stage, you have to put it all aside. It can be very heavy on the artist. You want to entertain, and
she puts a lot on her shoulders, and you can tell she's like, I know it's my job to get out there, and I have to put on the best show of my life, no matter what state I am in mentally.
And she does, and
she
she crushes it. She gets out there and she crushes it, while also showing so much compassion for these people, which is really amazing. I guess I don't know really what I was expecting and why I wasn't blown away. But I guess it's all I feel like we see so much
Yeah.
already from behind this, like from the Eras tour.
I
I
don't
felt
know.
like
I feel like we saw so much more than.
I guess
It's I don't know. Everything I always feel like we get from Taylor Swift on like while this stuff is happening is very like surface level, not behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
This is a behind the scenes that I don't think we get a lot of from her. Not since she's really done
Miss
Americana, which has been it's been a while since we've gotten like a vulnerable look into her life like this.
Yeah. I love what she said about the dancers, how she said, you know, like artists are particular about what they want to see on stage, the looks of dancers, but she wants her dancers to represent everybody and to be able to look up there and be like, oh, that's me up there, or you know, which I thought is really, really cool and a great outlook. And so these dancers are so amazing and they put so much hard work. I think maybe that's the part I found the most interesting was the dancers.
Yeah, I love that they gave different, like they're spotlighting a lot of the dancers, which I thought was a really cool aspect to it too, of where, you know, obviously a ton of this is about Taylor, but it is also about the Eras tour, and the dancers were such an important part of that you got to see like more of the behind the scenes of their story, which was really interesting.
It's very interesting. I really loved learning about the dancers and loved that outlook on it. And, you know, Mandy Moore, who is such an iconic choreographer, and her being a part of it. I think I was more so just like the timeline of it all, where I think I was expecting it to go more in like a chronological order, but it kind of felt like it was a little jumbled because
you are not quite sure where you're at.
Episode,
it's the last show.
And then she's on the phone with Travis, but you're like, when the Eras tour started was when she broke up with Joe, right? And I know that was probably never going to be included, but I didn't think we would get right away her and Travis, which I mean, love seeing behind. It's so cute. We'll take all the Travis and Taylor content, but I think just like chronologically, I was a little bit confused by it because I'm like, oh well, this is
that's true.
This is not the start of the Eras tour.
Yeah, but I don't think they started filming for the documentary until the Europe leg. Yeah, like I don't think they were filming that early on with the mindset of like, we're gonna make a documentary. So I just don't, I mean, I'm sure they have plenty of footage, but I don't think I think they started filming, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they started filming like around the European leg, which is why it's kind of like you're jumping in and around, and then, but you're right, it is definitely, there were certain parts too where I was like, wait, what show are we at? Like where, because it was like, we're talking about the Europe tour, but then we're back, and then they're talking about the time in between when they were adding Tortured Poets, and then like it sort of jumped around for sure.
That was cool learning about the Tortured Poets set being thrown in there and having to work so quietly because they can't play the music out loud because it's not released yet. Yeah. So they have to learn the dance without hearing the music, which is really insane. And like these dancers are so, I think for me it was like really a focus on how talented these dancers and choreographers are because they are such a humongous part of the show. Yeah. And to have to learn all of that and crush it on stage and be so confident that you're going to get up there and nail it while not even really being able to hear the music while you're learning it is really, really cool. But yeah, just like the order of it was confusing me. And I think that I would be like, wait, what show are we at kind of thing? But still, it's still interesting. And you know, it showed her giving, you know, the dancers and the workers a big bonus.
Yeah, everybody that worked on the tour.
Which very well deserved, I feel like, as they should.
Yeah, and we knew that happened, right? We knew like it was she gave the Eras tour, everybody, it was like $197 million in bonuses. Right. And then we know that like, it was like, oh, she's giving the truck drivers $100,000. And I know a lot of people were speculating. I saw a ton of people on TikTok trying to be like, try to like read camp. They were like, what number is he saying? It feels like everybody is kind of landed around like somewhere in the high hundreds of thousands for each dancer, which is probably what it was if you think about like, you know, if we know she was giving the drivers $100,000, I'm sure the dancers got a nice chunk. And the way everybody just kind of broke down, and seeing that process of her doing that and writing the notes and the wax seal, it's all very Taylor Swift, obviously. It's very like something that she cares about and works on, and that's just what an amazing, it's such an amazing feeling to receive something like that. I'm sure, obviously, while they're working so fucking hard and have dedicated so much of their life years to this tour, but then also knowing that, you know, you're Taylor and you've created something that's so huge and has made so much money, and then you get to give these out to these people and like see their, like, that's such a rewarding part of it all too, to be like, you guys deserve such a big chunk of the success that the tour had. So that was really cool too. And like you said, I love seeing her talk to Travis in the car. I'm like, oh, they're so cute.
So cute. Anytime we can get a little glimpse of all that.
Yeah.
There is nothing she loves more than comparing their two jobs.
I know.
Like but the thing is, it's probably because she's never had somebody to compare it like that to.
No, she's always, yeah. You know, like it's always been other guys like in the industry.
Right, like an actor, musician.
Like this is somebody that's, you know, on the football field.
Has a totally different career, but you can relate it in the same way.
Yeah.
So all of that is very cute, and we'll take any behind the scenes glimpse of that. But I'm excited for more episodes. Like, you know, I'm definitely very interested.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe I'm greedy and I just want more. Or
right.
Is there going to be like a whole episode about the show that Travis came out at? That would be cool.
I
feel
think
like
so.
Yeah.
Or I don't know about a whole episode, but I think
Or like
I think they'll definitely be a part of it.
I'll give it a B+. Enjoyed my time. Looking forward to more episodes of this.
Yeah.
There's how many in total?
I think 6.
6? That's awesome. So 2 every week?
I don't know if it's... Oh, yeah. Is it 2 every week? Because it's supposed to end at Christmas, right?
So yeah, I think the day after Christmas.
Yeah, docuseries release dates. Followed by 2 new episodes each Friday through December 26th.
Right.
Yeah,
okay, so 6 episodes in total.
5 and 6 will come out on December 26th.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the rest of the episodes. I think I just want to know more. I'm like, just put it all out at once.
It's just it's so fun to relive that time, and it really is. It will go down in history. I know everybody's already talked about it so much, and because it really did. But I miss that time of the tour and seeing the shows and watching to see like what song she was going to sing and who was showing up and all these things. By the way, the Ed Sheeran stuff also loved.
That was really cool.
I just, I was watching with Joe, and not that I know, but we're watching that part and Joe goes, it's just, I hope Ed Sheeran is just as cool as he seems he is. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? From what I've heard, he is. I can't confirm myself, but from what I've heard, he is. Yeah. And that just like, he was like, good. That makes me happy. I was like, honestly, same. And the way that I felt like she needed him there to kind of lift her spirits at that time, like it was just like the perfect timing for it. Just like seeing them go back and forth on the guitar, so cool.
So cool. And then like Taylor learning the correct
notes. Just like the chords, and it's like, it took 5 seconds for them to like,
okay, got it, be
perfectly in sync, and just seeing two musicians just kind of have those moments in that rehearsal time together, and they're so cute. I love that friendship, and that was a nice part to see.
Yeah, that was sure. Cool. Now, my 2 shows on HBO are fighting, so I have been watching I Love LA every week, even though I forgot to mention it up until last week.
Right.
And now Heated Rivalry is a new show on HBO.
Uh-huh.
And I have started that as well. So the guy from I Love LA, Jordan Firstman, who plays Charlie in I Love LA, had some choice things to say about Heated Rivalry. So Heated Rivalry...
I didn't even see this.
So...
I'm watching Heated Rivalry.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So Jordan is gay, and he made comments about Heated Rivalry saying basically like, this isn't how gay people have sex. And people were not happy with that, because why is that your right to assume how every gay person has sex?
Right.
And Heated Rivalry is a show based on, 2 hockey players that are seemingly straight who are having sex behind closed doors without people knowing.
Yeah.
So their experience having sex is probably going to be a little bit different than other people having sex. And
sure.
everybody's experience having sex is different. Like, you don't know what people are doing behind closed doors.
Yep.
So people were frustrated with this take from Jordan because for him to just blatantly be like, this isn't how gay people have sex.
You're putting a blanket statement over that too.
You're just putting a blanket thing on where like, you don't know how every gay person is having sex.
For sure.
So that did not make people happy. And honestly, it didn't make me happy because I've been watching I Love LA and I'm liking it.
Yeah.
And I started Heat of Rivalry and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, my HBO shows are fighting. The gays are fighting.
Right.
And, you know, we got to sit back and watch. Now I'm entertained.
Yeah.
By it all. And I have to say, I'd probably lean Heat of Rivalry is the better
show.
I
have not. I can't. I wish I could enter the debate. I really haven't had a desire to watch I Love LA.
I watch every week.
Yeah.
And I said this last time I talked about it. I don't know if I like it or don't like it. I think I like all of...
I love her. I think she's great.
I think this is it. I like all the people in it.
Right.
And so therefore I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Like Josh Hutcherson I think is great in it. And I've been loving his interviews.
Yeah.
Rachel Sennett I think is so entertaining. Like truly.
I
see her interviews
so
and
funny.
I can't click away. I think she's hilarious. Odessa is so stunning and talented. She's in Marty Supreme as well. Like it's a very entertaining cast. The episodes are very anxiety inducing. Maybe that's Leighton Meester, hilarious in it. I think Leighton Meester is my favorite character in the show. She's just so absurd. She plays, you know, like the CEO of agency where it's managers who are, you know, with influencers.
Gotcha.
So that's entertaining. Do I think it's a fantastic show? No, I don't. But I'm watching every week.
That happens.
Some of it's funny.
Time.
Some of it I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. But I'm watching. Heated Rivalry, I watched the first 2 episodes late last night. I am so into this show because I think it is such a good premise and something I don't think we've seen before. You know? Like 2 seemingly straight guys that are star hockey players,
the best,
that are just, you know, behind the scenes entering this relationship and how they're trying to keep it from people finding out and navigating that. I am very into it. I think that these actors are fantastic. And I think Jordan Firstman from I Love LA regrets having said something about this show.
Right.
Because this show is number 1 on HBO Max right now.
Yeah, it is taking over.
It's taking over. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's loving it. He kind of insinuated that, you know, some like, you know, about the actors and how they're straight and, oh, people like it because it's straight people, you know, being gay.
Do we know that?
The thing is, I don't think we do.
Yeah.
And I think
I felt like that was also like, is he I don't know. That feels wrong too.
Right. So I think people were kind of frustrated with that stance as well because they were like, well, you're kind of now wanting to like forcibly out these actors who are not talking about their sexual orientation.
Right.
So, you know, I think that he posted on his story like pretty regretful that he had even said anything.
Yeah.
And
this is what I saw. I remember seeing this last week, that the creator of the show was really trying to emphasize privacy with the actors' real lives. You know, because being like, oh, their sexuality is publicly disclosed, and Heat of Rivalry showrunner Jacob Tierney emphasizes privacy, noting that fan speculation sexualizing his, you know, real life male friendships highlights cultural issues about male affection while stressing the importance of focusing on the show's artistic representation rather than real life identities. So it's just like, yeah, that's another thing where it's like that he's saying that, but it's like these actors are not out here talking about it.
No.
Which feels inappropriate and wrong on this guy's part too.
Right. So yeah, I think that he was in the wrong here.
Yeah.
And I think he probably regrets saying anything because they're two shows. Meanwhile, Heated Rivalry, the people from that show have complimented I Love LA. So, you don't want to end up in a space where you're talking shit about it and then all of a sudden the people from Heated Rivalry give compliments to I Love LA and then you feel like a huge asshole. And you're like,
yeah. I mean, well, I just love seeing like television being made out of books like this because I have not read these books.
Neither have I.
But I have seen these books. And I know that this is a genre that exists, and it's like this like hockey world, and it is very interesting. I will say that it's definitely one of those shows that immediately sucks you in, and then also you're like, whoa, because it's sexual for sure.
There is a lot of sex.
Yes,
like a lot.
It's a steamy show.
It takes up probably majority.
Yeah. It's a steamy show for sure.
The first 2 episodes I watched.
Yeah,
it took up a lot of it, but I'm so intrigued, and I haven't read the books, but I'm ready to get home and watch the rest of the episodes.
There's so 4 impressed
out right now.
Yeah, I was so impressed because Connor's story is like not Russian, he's and hearing him, because like the TikToks about them started coming up, and like hearing him in an interview versus like his deep Russian accent and speaking Russian, I was like, whoa, the talent. I was so impressed because like truly I would have been like, this guy's Russian. Like he got me good. Got me real good.
So,
have you heard him talk in real life?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is so Russian.
Yeah.
In the show. Like,
I know. So Russian in the show.
So good.
Yeah, really.
You know who really loves the show? Kelly Cakes.
Gina loves it too.
Kelly and I were talking about it last night, and I was like, I am locked in.
I have to watch episode 4. I watched 1 through 3. Now I will say 3 kind of throws you off because 3 is about totally other guys, different hockey players, and you're like, wait a second, bring my guys back on,
right? Like
what's happening?
Right.
I miss my guys. But then this was another also fascinating relationship and storyline, and I was very intrigued. Now I'm like, I kind of thought it was like one relationship I was going to be invested in. Now I'm invested in multiple, and this character Kip that is in episode 3, I'm like, oh my god, I just like love him so much. He's such a cutie pie, and I'm excited to watch episode 4 now. We're going to be caught up. It did get renewed for a second season already. That did happen. And how many episodes is it total? Do we know?
I don't know how many in total. I know that there's 4 out right now. I am actually excited to hear that the 3rd episode has new people enter because I was watching kind of going, wow, it's really just about these two.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole time you're like, it's really just these 2 guys the entire time. So to hear that more happens. Yeah. I'm excited to hear that.
Episode 3 is really just about, it's one of the other, we're still in the hockey world. This is just another hockey player. Oh no, it's only 6 episodes.
Damn. That's a quick series.
Frick.
It's funny because you and Kelly, and I think in one of our group chats, were talking about this show, and then I was on HBO and was just scrolling and saw like it said Heated Rivalry, but when I saw it, I was like, that looks like it's like an NHL documentary or something. So I'm like, it must just be the same name. I didn't know it was about hockey. Like
I said that in the thing.
I wasn't really paying attention, but then I'm like, I thought they were talking that there was a lot of like, gay sex, and then I see like Heated Rivalry, and it looked like one of those hockey behind the scenes type things.
Yeah,
just from the picture, and I'm like,
I mean, they are hockey players.
Well, I made that joke in the group chat. I was like imagining people, going to HBO, seeing the first thing on HBO and seeing Heated Rivalry. It's probably about a bunch of hockey players who, had rivalries in the past, and they click it and they're like, oh wow, steamy show.
Steamy.
It is steamy though. It is a good show. I am excited to watch now that I know that there's more people because I was like, oh, so
some of the best butts I have ever seen in my life. I had to say.
I guess I didn't really take notice of that.
But I don't know how you
players.
I don't know how you couldn't. Sorry, not to completely objectify Connor's story, but I watched an interview of them talking about his butts because it is spectacular.
They were giving high praise to it.
Yeah.
Hockey player.
You'll notice.
Now I'll notice going forward. Notice. I guess I didn't take notice, but now I will notice.
I was like, what? I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was like the
The shape?
The shape.
The whole thing?
Incredible. Incredible. I was very impressed. Good for him,
Yeah, I will give that show a B+, and I will give I Love LA a C.
Take that. What's his name? Jacob.
No. Why am I now blanking on?
You just said his name.
Jordan.
Jacob's the creator of Heated Rivalry.
But like, I Love LA just got renewed for a second season, so I'm hoping they're getting their footing, and maybe second season will be better than the first. Those were all the newer things that I watched. Besides that, I didn't write down anything else. I watched a couple Christmas movies and just rewatched, though. Deck the Halls, Four Christmases, Christmas with the Cranks. Those are all solid Christmas movies to me. And that was it. Acorn believes that everybody has the potential to be a great investor. That's why they make it so easy to start investing. With Acorns, you could sign up and give your money a chance to grow in 5 minutes. You can even start investing with just your spare change. Acorns will round every purchase you make up to the nearest dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And with the Acorns potential screen, you get a clearer view of how your money could grow over time. Plus, you can quickly adjust how much you're investing every day, week, or month to make sure you're building towards your goals. Ready to see your money's potential? Sign up now and Acorns will boost your new account with a $20 bonus investment. Head to acorns.com/chicks or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/chicks.
I also watched these things that we're talking about. These items down the list. The first 2 episodes of the Eras Tour doc, I'll give an A. I was locked in. I loved it.
It's like you had to be there type of thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Well, you just had to be there. Heated Rivalry, I'll give. I've watched episodes 1 to 3, so that's where I'm at. I'll give it a B+. I'm definitely locked in, but at the same time, there are some critiques.
I'm wanting a little bit more story.
Yeah, like a little more dialogue.
Right. Yes, it is a lot.
And sometimes
of
I feel like Shane. And I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. But I feel like a lot of times Shane is like just repeating the same things over and over. And I'm like, I need some more. I need some more from him.
Yeah.
I finished the Diddy documentary. I know we've been talking about that a lot, but finished that last episode, which we were talking about last week. I kind of already graded it because it's like when I graded 1 through 3, it's like all kind of the same, but it's a documentary for sure. All the Bravo shows I'm caught up on. So Salt Lake City, they are in Greece. I'll give this episode I'll give it a B. It was good. A lot surrounding Lisa once again with like not getting ready on time and having glam. I personally don't care about Lisa Barlow having glam on their trips. Like, she wants glam. They're on TV. That's not, I understand, like, maybe it's annoying timing wise because it's like, oh, we're all supposed to be ready at a certain time. We're all waiting for Lisa. Like, that's annoying. But her need for the glam, I'm like, well, that's, clearly she has that thought in her mind that she needs the glam for TV or whatever reason or all these things. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm kind of over them. Not over it, but it's just like, it is frustrating when we don't have the footage from the plane and then they keep talking and bringing things back to the plane. But it's like, we don't know what the fuck happened on the plane because there's no fucking footage of what happened on the plane. So it's like, we're calling back to a thing that we haven't seen as a viewer, which can be kind of tough. Beverly Hills, New season, first 2 episodes are out. I'll give it a C plus, like room to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I love Beverly Hills. It's one of those that's always great. I appreciate seasons like Kyle maybe opening up a little bit more. I feel like we're gonna get a great season of Erica, and I'm intrigued to see what goes down with Dorit. Rachel Zoe's a great addition. It's sad to see Garcelle gone, like, and it's also sorry to Sutton being like, I don't know what happened. It's so clear you know what happened.
Yeah.
Like Garcelle, you didn't have her back. And she was very upset. And Sutton's like, I've tried reaching out to her and she hasn't answered me and all these things. So it's like, well, to act like you don't know why she stopped talking to you is a little crazy to me.
Yeah.
So, that's a C plus.
I did watch Beverly Hills as well. Also, I would say a C plus.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, it's the intro,
Right.
It's the beginning of the
I feel like
season.
Beverly Hills lately always starts off a little bit slow.
Yeah.
And then once you get to the end, you're like, wait, what the fuck? Now the season's over and it just got good.
Yeah.
So I'll also give that a C plus.
Yeah, I agree. I am watching the Vanderpump new season, episodes 1 and 2. I don't know if I talked about episode 1. Episode 2, I kind of have been putting it on and not really paying much attention, to be completely honest. So that's good. I'll give it a C minus. Once again, it's another one that I'm like, I'm hoping that it will. I gotta get to know these people. They're strangers. They're strangers to me right now. I gotta keep watching so I'm invested in their lives, because right now I'm like, why should I care about this relationship crumbling before these people fighting? So we'll get there. And Southern Charm episodes, I'm all caught up, so I think it's 4 or 5. I think 4. Southern Charm is great. I think this is going to be a good season. They're all arguing. The girls are way more in the mix. And Austin and Craig fighting in their costumes was objectively hilarious. Like, I think that it's like so ridiculous. I don't know. Craig coming out of the top being like, keep talking and I got a secret about you. I don't know. It was very ominous. I was like, ooh, Craig. That was an interesting move by Craig. It was like Austin, like basically a threat of like, I know Shep told me something and like, Shep will tell everyone kind of thing. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
not sure what was going on. Not sure what was going on there. But Southern Charm is a B plus. I think the episodes are really good. I have been enjoying it greatly, and I'm intrigued to see what goes on also with all these girls and like Sally, Charlie, who they like, who they don't like, what's gonna happen. And same thing. Also, I watched Four Christmases. That was my Christmas movie of the weekend that we watched. It's a great movie, always. Yeah. And that's everything I watch. I'm still watching Love Island Australia. It's like a C. I just like put it on, but I don't even know what episode I'm on. I'm not done with the season yet. I'm just waiting to be done with the season, but I have still been watching.
I watched Southern Charm as well. I'll give it a B. I feel like some of it is just a little bit repetitive.
Yeah.
With the guys fighting, but I do think the girls getting into it a little bit more.
I think the girls makes it way better because it's not just the guys fighting.
And I did watch J. Kelly, and I forgot to write it down because I was kind of in and out of it. Like I was a little bored by it.
Yeah.
And then the ending, when it was just like showing all George Clooney, like I was like,
They were showing like George Clooney real movies.
Yes.
But it was supposed to be like J. Kelly.
It was supposed to be J. Kelly.
Yeah. Right.
And I understood that, but it was also throwing me off. I was like,
I thought that was kind of cool.
To do a little look back on George Clooney's life.
I was like, is this George Clooney? Like,
yes.
I
kind of was like, is this George Clooney now refilming these things, or because there's a lot of George Clooney movies I have not seen from when
but
he
I
was
was just
younger.
like picturing George Clooney filming that, and like he's kind of becoming that character because he's just rewatching his whole actual career. Like,
yes,
being played out in front of him.
Yeah, we were like, this isn't about George Clooney, but it feels like in this moment it's about George Clooney.
Yeah, then I'm kind of like, he's happily married,
right?
But like, it did feel like the lines got blurred of like, this seems it's about George Clooney, but it's a fictional character.
Probably because of that part where they start showing all George Clooney's watching himself and they're just showing all old George Clooney movies.
Yeah.
I will give that C+.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, it wasn't the worst movie out there, but it was just a little bit with those actors. I think you probably
there's so many good actors. But...
Yeah. That's it. Sorry.
Okay, I watched this movie called The Roses that came out this year. It's Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good actors in it. Kind of just like a fun, crazy movie. I actually very much enjoyed it. Like it's kind of all over the place and insane at points, but it's really good. The Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon are in it. Allison Janney. Like there's a bunch of good. It's crazy. But I would recommend it. Like I thought it was very good. Kate McKinnon, like every movie she's in, I feel like she's just playing Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
Like, it's like in this movie, she's funny, but it's like I feel like I'm watching her on SNL.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very good. I'll give that a B+. Pluribus, watched the most recent episode. That's just like a solid A- for me right now.
Ooh. I feel like it went up.
It might have gone up, it might have fluctuated a tiny bit, but right now it's hard to explain if you're not watching it because it's just like kind of insane. But something's happening right now that's at least like I'm excited to see what happens next episode, where like one of the other people who are unaffected by this virus, it's like traveling across the entire country, like to try to meet up with the main character so they can try to save the world. So yeah, it's an A-. I watched this movie called Anniversary, also came out this year. Phoebe Dynevor, Dylan O'Brien, Zoe Deutsch is in it, Kyle Chandler, bunch of good actors. Where
do these movies go? You know, like it's like he does these movies. Like, where were these movies? That sounds like I like that cast.
Yeah. What's her name? Diane Lane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched a trailer for this a while ago and then meant to watch it and finally did. And when I saw the trailer, I thought like, oh, this is going to be like, this looks exactly like the show The Girlfriend. Like this girlfriend comes in, Phoebe Dynevor, and like the mom doesn't fuck with her and it's going to be a whole thing. I just thought it was going to be like surface level, like mom hates daughter-in-law type thing. It took a wild turn, like very
like horror.
Not horror, but like very political and kind of scary in a way. Like it not like no one's getting killed or anything, but I don't know how to explain it. But it kind of is not too far off of something that maybe it's not going to happen, but like could happen in the world. That's kind of scary. I'm not probably doing a great. It's an American dystopian political thriller is what I'm seeing right here, which I think that describes it.
So there you go.
But it's kind of wild. I think my mom watched it after because I like rented it on Prime and told her like, you have a day if you want to watch this. And she was also like, that was crazy. But I thought it was pretty good. I'll give it a B-. And then I watched the new Knives Out, which
I gotta watch it. It's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, which I also like didn't really. I feel like it just. I saw it on Netflix. I'm like,
you are right, because I feel like there was so much talk about this months ago, and they like started doing press for it really, really early, and then the last like few weeks, it's been crickets.
I actually had no idea. What's his name? Josh O'Connor.
Yeah.
I've seen him doing press like everywhere, I feel like, but I never actually like thought, what is he doing press for?
I'm just like what?
So when I saw, I was like, oh, he's in the Knives Out movie. Definitely like my least favorite out of the three so far.
Darn.
Not terrible by any means, but do they all have different directors? Because this one felt like the way that it was directed felt like very different.
I think so. I think it's all.
Is it all the same?
Isn't it all Ryan? Who directs these? Ryan Johnson?
Yeah, it is.
I think it's all Ryan Johnson, no?
Yeah, it is. He directed all of them. This one, I don't know. This one had a little like Wes Anderson.
Hey, Ryan just wanted to change it up a little.
Yeah, I don't know. But no, this was like my least favorite for sure. But maybe it was just the subject matter. Like, I don't know. It was very like, it's like it's centered around a church. And not that I have anything against that, but just, yeah, I don't know. It was It was good though. Like, it's still Knives Out. Like, I see people like shitting on it, saying like, "Oh, this is terrible." Like, I don't see that. I think it's still really good. I just wasn't as like captivated by the story.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a B-, but still worth watching. So, yeah, that's all I got.
All right, and that's everything we watched this week.
The clock is ticking for that holiday shopping. And if you're like me, you wait to the last minute, which is not great. It is not great, but there are great gifts that you can get if you're like me, that last minute shopper, where you're like, I got to order something quick. Aura Frames is a solution with a gift that feels personal. I really feel like an Aura frame is such a great gift for somebody, especially if you just, like you had a wedding this year or a big family event and you are gifting an Aura frame. Maybe you have pictures you can already put in there of an event and then you can gift that to somebody. Or you just know that someone would love to have all those photos to share all the time for their gifts. Plus, a gift box is included, so every frame comes packaged in a premium gift box with no price tag. You can share photos and videos effortlessly. It's so easy to do right from your phone. And you can personalize your gifts. You can add a message before it arrives. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames. Named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code CITO at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code CITO. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are back in studio for the first time. He has been on the show before, but on Zoom, we have him in studio. We have Sam Heughan here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's so cozy in here.
It is. We're very festive in here. It's a little hot, I'm not going to lie,
It is
but it's
warm.
all right.
We are warm, though, rather than being cold.
Yeah.
And we are feeling even more warm now that we have this book, The Cocktail Diaries, right here. Look, I'm doing a little, like we said, a little
very
late
good.
night.
Like late night.
A little, Jimmy Fallon.
Presentation.
Here's the book.
Slap that thing right on
We
the
were saying we
table.
should make some cocktails, but it is early
know.
here, isn't it?
It is, but
early.
we love a cocktail.
We're planning on
What
our
is
part.
your go-to festive cocktail? What is it?
Ooh, festive. I mean, I'm not a big festive cocktail person because I feel like a lot of festive cocktails, like the holiday season, they put eggnog in everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I really don't like
Or
eggnog.
Bailey's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're heavy.
Yeah. Do you like the Christmas markets though? Do you go when they put hot chocolate with like rum
Oh,
and
yes,
stuff?
that'll
That's-
a little
Okay.
little spiked hot chocolate
Right.
or
Mulled
mulled
wine.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I like a mulled wine.
Yeah, mulled wine.
I love them.
Yeah.
Nothing is better. There's one restaurant that I would go to that once winter starts, it's cold. They greet everybody with a mulled wine before you sit down.
That sounds delicious.
Delightful.
That's a great.
Yeah, I would say that festive drink wise, mulled wine,
Yeah.
I'm not big on like all the candy canes in my drink and
No,
all that.
you're
Like
more
I'm
classy than
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Well, our signature cocktail is got this spiced syrup in it, which we use all of those Christmas spices.
Yeah.
So star anise, cloves, and then it's with whiskey and cherry liqueur. So it's proper like warming, festive.
Look, I
sounds really nice.
as we were skimming through it, it did say that you do love a spirit forward drink.
Yeah.
Which I'm probably the complete opposite. I like a drink where I don't feel like, is there alcohol in this?
Right. Yeah.
Although I do love a dirty martini, which
Who doesn't?
is obviously alcohol forward.
Right, but we are masking it with the taste of olives because we really a lot of times when we're ordering dirty martinis, I feel like
Although I'm strictly
You're
dirty
just-
now. I don't go very dirty anymore.
Really?
I go
and
dirty.
how dirty do you go? I mean, are you like blue
Well, it's
cheese
really
and all
up
that
to
stuff?
the bartender's discretion at this
Okay.
point, right? Like,
Okay.
because you go to so many different places, and I know my spots, especially in the city, where it's like, well, this spot I order like a slightly dirty.
Yeah.
This spot I order dirty because you can never
Do
tell.
you like
Sometimes
pickles?
You get more.
Are you pickles fan?
Love
I mean,
pickles.
who doesn't like pickles?
Love
I mean, if
pickles.
you're-
Pickle martini.
Pickle martini. Oh, come on. So good. You can infuse your vodka
Yeah.
with pickles. But I love putting those little pickles in there. And,
Yeah.
Oh my
There's
God.
a little
pickle juice.
a little nibble of the pickle.
Yeah.
the small
Stop. You're
pickles.
making me thirsty.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
There's
I know. We really should have made some cocktails.
Seriously, there's a bar that's not too far from here that I love that does a it's called their everything martini. It's gin,
Yeah.
but it's a pickle
Yeah.
gin martini with like a almost like an everything bagel like seasoning.
Oh my God,
And this
that
on the
sounds
it's really
delish.
fantastic. It's really fantastic. I was there this weekend. That's why I'm thinking about it. But while we're talking about martinis, I do love that you also said with your dirty martini,
Yep.
4 olives.
I mean, look. I think
That's what I prefer
I love
too.
olives because you're gonna eat them. They're not even gonna infuse in the martini, are they? They're gone before you even had your drink. I love martinis as well. And actually, one of my favorites is the Vesper. It goes back to James Bond, and it's vodka and gin. But it's so good. It's so good.
Double
I really
whammy
do.
there.
It's a double whammy,
Yeah.
but yeah. Well, I mean, he created it in Casino Royale.
Yeah,
And
right.
I actually think he created it to get his people he's playing poker with to get them drunk. Because he wants to beat them. So it's a really strong cocktail, but it is delicious.
I
It
do
is.
respect the 4 olives because I feel like, I'm a blue cheese olive gal. When they
Right.
have it, I get it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times I think I'm ordering the dirty martini more for the olive than the actual drink.
Where you're like, you want a snack.
and
Give me an olive with a drink on the side.
You're like, I would
Right.
like a snack,
Yeah.
and then when you get a drink that only has 1 olive in it,
and when
Yeah.
and sometimes I'll ask the waiter, I'm like, as many olives as you can, as many as they'll allow,
As many
in
that
this,
will stick on
which
the
is
spear.
usually, I think most of the times they cap it at like 3.
Yeah, they probably, yeah.
They're being sticklers.
They're
on their
being
olives.
stickers on their olives. Maybe you should take your own olives with you next time.
Just a jar.
This city is great for a martini, though,
they
isn't
are.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I may have had a couple yesterday.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
Very fair.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It
Like,
is.
Brunching here is you guys take it seriously.
yeah.
It can be dangerous.
It can.
I'm more of a nighttime drinker, though. I
Okay.
would say
All right.
I don't like the feeling of
You wait till it gets dark.
Yes,
Yeah.
because in the middle of the day, then you're like, oh my god. Then maybe you fall asleep, right? You fall asleep at like 7:00. Then you
Yeah.
wake up, you're hungover at 11 p.m.
Oh God, no, that doesn't
you
sound
know?
good.
No.
But I suppose it's this time of year people do day drink, right?
For
I mean,
sure.
I saw those Santas going around the city.
Oh, were
I
you
mean,
here during
those
SantaCon?
guys- Santas like to drink, huh?
Oh boy, do they!
Yeah.
I probably went the worst way because I was actually leaving the city on Saturday, and so the train station, SantaCon in New York is very heavy on the outer cities come into New York for
Right.
SantaCon.
So you guys will leave when Santa's
Yeah,
coming.
so I'm approaching Penn Station. I looked at my husband. I went, "Oh no, is it today?"
Quick.
He went, "It's today," because all of a sudden the Santas started coming at
Get out,
us.
save
They're coming
yourself.
out of that. They're everywhere. And a lot of restaurants in New York will put
Yes,
signs
signs
on
up.
the door, "No Santas
No
allowed."
Santas allowed, which is, I don't know. Fair enough, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say during the holiday season, a bit rude, but if they want
No,
they
for
want
SantaCon Day,
bunch of drunk Santas in their restaurant,
Yeah.
you got to draw a limit somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah,
do. We do
troublemakers.
love to brunch. I love a Bloody Mary, which you have
Yeah.
in here, but as a Bloody Maria, which I'm also a fan of.
100%. Yeah, I was in Mexico when we were working with our a distillery there where we did a bottling with them. And Tony Sayas, he's like a 3rd generation master distiller. And we had been out all day, seeing the Jimadors and seeing them picking the agaves and cutting them. And it was super hot. We got back and he had like this pint of what like tomato juice, and he just sank it, and I was like, "What is that?" It was like a Bloody Maria, and it's so delicious with the clam juice as well. Like we don't really have that in the UK; it's quite
Yeah.
hard to find, but it makes all the difference.
Yeah. We're big, my family, big Clamato fans. We
yeah.
my dad, that's growing up, he always made his own Bloody Mary mix. And that was, it's such
So
a
good.
staple. And it was the Clamato. And then even just like you had mentioned in the book there, you got a michelada,
Yeah.
but it's like, it depends on where you are when you order one, because you can get one like what's in the book where it's like the lime juice and the Worcestershire is just on the bottom.
Yeah.
Or you can get what I guess is more traditionally like the Clamato con cerveza, which is like the heavy. But sometimes you go and order a michelada and you do get the Clamato. So it's
Yeah.
a mix.
Are you spicy? You guys?
I do like a
Like
spicy.
spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where you sit with a Caesar, which
Like
is
it's
better,
like
like the Canadian version.
oh. not as big
Not
of a
as
fan.
good.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's a whole nation up there who are just going to be really upset with you now.
I know. Sorry to my Canadians.
Yeah.
But
What I want to know what inspired you to write this book and
Yeah.
how much experimenting went into making these drinks,
far
because
too
you got
much.
a lot of
how many drinks
Yeah.
needed
Yeah.
to be
How many?
drunk?
So I'm a spirits maker. I have my own brand, and we have our own distillery in Scotland that we've just opened called the Galloway Distillery in my hometown. And I'm just an enthusiast. I'm a terrible bartender. I mean, I can make you a drink, but I'm not a great bartender, but I'm enthusiastic and I love it. And I love meeting people. And on my journeys in creating our spirits, got to meet some amazing producers, whether in Mexico or Scotland or traveling around the US and even, my other travels I was in Nepal last year. It's just amazing to meet these people. And so in the back of it, we have cocktails from friends, and they're some of the top bartenders in the world have created cocktails for us. So we've included them in the back as well. But I just love it. And I wanted to sort of pass over my enthusiasm. And I think some people, we don't make cocktails, or they think it could be quite overwhelming. These are all super simple. A lot of them are 3-ingredient cocktails, a lot of classics.
Yeah.
I love the classics, and I love the history behind it. I'm a bit of a history buff, I guess, or I guess working on Outlander means that, I've got to be into it. And
Right.
I just love the story behind it.
Yeah, that's definitely very true. That is true, because you learn kind of. We all know what a Negroni is, but why is
Right.
it called a Negroni?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Count Negroni is why he's called a Negroni. He's an Italian guy, and he was like, let's make this drink. And I think it was perhaps not a mistake, but it was similar to an Americano, but then adding gin in it. And I love a Negroni. But then you get all the riffs on it, right? You could have a tequila Negroni. Fantastic. I love experimenting. And I think that's what I'm trying to say is yes, you can do things wrong, but give it a go. Try it.
Right.
Definitely. 'cause-
There's so many different options
So
that
many,
you can
yeah.
go with. It's like when people figured out that if they want an espresso martini, they can do it with tequila instead of vodka.
Yeah.
There's just so
So
many
good
different
old whiskey. It's great. And I love that. You can play around. And I think that then you get like a great bartender make something, and then other bartenders will be like, okay, let's do a riff on that and play with it more. So it's very creative.
Isn't it so interesting? You go to different bars and you try this same exact cocktail,
And it's
and
completely different.
every single bartender makes it different.
Yeah.
I just started getting more into old fashions. It's an
Right.
acquired taste,
Yeah.
but the more I had, or the better ones that I had, the more I enjoyed. There's also so many different options, especially around the holiday season. I feel like
Right.
in fall, there's like an
Yeah.
apple, or you can go pumpkin
Exactly.
and different avenues. But then sometimes you go to a restaurant or bar and you order a drink, and it is just so bad. and you wonder, how can somebody mess up a
Something
classic
so
cocktail
simple.
so simple? What do you think's the reasoning behind that?
Yeah.
Do you think just carelessness? You think that they just, they're making a
Sometimes,
ton through
yeah.
the night and they
Right.
just don't care anymore?
Well, I think it's actually
things get diluted a lot.
right.
Yeah, and they probably, if you go back to the classic old fashioned, I mean, it is called that because it was such an ancient cocktail, and it was cocktails were basically your spirit, your sugar, and your bitter. So you put a teaspoon of really good Demerara sugar, some great bitters, tiny bit of water, you emulsify that, and then you put in a really good whiskey. You can't go wrong. It's perfect.
With one big cube.
One big cube, give it a
Solid.
good stir it down. But they're probably using some terrible sugar syrup. They're probably using a bad whiskey. I think it's about detail, right?
They're
Yeah.
doing a scoop of ice.
Yeah, because
You just, the
like, what are you
basics. I'm no
doing?
expert. What's going on
people
here?
take shortcuts too, I think, because a lot of people complain about, and I think that's just like the day and age that we're in, where you go and order a cocktail and you're like, oh, but I know this cocktail has a lot of sugar. Can you make it for me without the sugar? And then
Right.
you're like, well, now it doesn't taste like it doesn't taste. You kind of need it.
Yeah.
And there's certain times when you have a cocktail like that, and I'm like, like I don't. The sugar is a necessary thing in a lot of.
It
in a lot
actually
of these
carries a lot
drinks.
of flavor.
Yeah.
We were playing around with our gin, and even just like a gin and tonic, and actually okay, I enjoy slimline tonics. There's some good ones out there, but actually full fat, should we say, full fat tonic, full sugar tonic actually really changes the flavor profile, and it really helps, and it lifts some gin. So it really does make a difference. So I think I don't know. As we say, I think you guys sound more like pros than amateurs to me. I think.
Well,
it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
A lot of experience, I guess. What's
We certainly love drinking them.
What's the most interesting cocktail you think you have in this book that is so different than the norm to you?
Yeah.
Wow. The most interesting. It's so funny. Actually, I talk a little bit. I was in Nepal last year, and I went to Everest Base Camp, and something I've always wanted to do, and I went up this route that's never been done before. On this journey, we went through little towns and villages, and then we're in the wilderness up in the Himalayas. But this local villager saw our group, quite a large group of porters and ourselves hikers climbing up there. So he followed us for a few days, and he had on his back this huge, I guess, canister of his home-brewed liquid called rakshi, which is essentially like a white spirit that's made with red millet. So a bit like a vodka, but their version, a Nepalese version. And we would buy it off him every day. But as the journey got longer and longer, and we got further and further away from his home, he started charging more and more because he realized, he's having to walk every day carrying this thing. So he's making a good profit out of it. Anyway, at night, they'd warm this up, toast some fenugreek and rice in ghee, which is fat, and it was really delicious and warming. Unfortunately, when it gets cold, the fat solidifies, and it is so gross. But yeah, I talk about it in the book, but it was really amazing. And I think that's what I love as well, going to places and trying their spirit or their cocktail, or, say you go to New Orleans, right? The home of some great classics, the Sazerac, the Ramos Gin Fizz. I love trying those and learning about the history behind it as well.
Right. Yeah. Do you have a desire to experience, they put out that list of like the best bars in the world?
Yeah.
Do you try to go to those as much as possible?
I do. So, I guess on this journey, and you guys have some great ones here in New York, but so some of the bartenders in the book at the back there, they're from these bars. And we have several in Scotland as well. We've got one from Pander and Sons, which is I think in the top 10 or definitely top 50. Yeah. And they've included a cocktail, and I just love it because it's so interesting. As you go there, it's like you're going to a Michelin star restaurant, isn't it?
It is so
like
cool.
The processes they do are they mind-blowing, and you're like, wow, so much work went into preparing this cocktail. And I love it. I think it's really interesting. Whether we can do it at home is another question. It's pretty complex.
It's an art.
It can be hard to replicate. We were in Singapore at the beginning of October, and they have a bunch, and we got to go to a couple of them. And that was really cool, just to kind of, we did like a bar crawl with the tour guide, and she took us to a bunch of these bars that are obviously famous around the world, and got to try a lot of those like signature drinks that they've created, which was honestly awesome. I still think about that basil smash I had at that one. That was fantastic.
So fun. Yeah, I've not been. I'd love to go there though.
Yeah, that was really cool. And they have a lot, like, for such a small place, they have a lot of the best
bars. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, the top 50 or top 100. Definitely, I've seen them up there. And so cool.
They have a bunch. In the intro in the book, you kind of list a lot of your past jobs that you've had pre-acting and all those things that you were doing. What's like one of the craziest, I know you had a couple of them in there, but can you tell us a story from maybe one of those jobs you had? There's a psych hospital that...
my God. Yeah, I did so much. As a jobbing actor, you work, sporadically, and you got to support yourself, right? So, I worked in bars and restaurants, and I was a terrible waiter. I did a lot of like high-end events. I used to cater at... I remember actually standing at an event, and Richard Madden, who I know from Game of Thrones, let's say he was a little bit inebriated, and he like got me to hold his drink while he went outside, and I was like holding his drink for him, going, oh my God, Richard, he didn't recognize me. That was quite fun. But I worked a sandwich delivery on a bicycle. I used to cycle around London delivering sandwiches. I worked in women's fashion at Harrods. I worked as a secretary in a mental hospital. I did it all.
It's a lot of very different jobs.
Yeah, it is. So I'm very fortunate now that I got to act for a living, but this is, I guess, a little bit of my past as well, because I've been on this journey.
Right, and it's very cool to have that life experience, though, to be able to 100%. Experience those different jobs and appreciate the other jobs that are out there, but then also doing what you love as well.
Yeah, I'm so lucky, and actually, I loved working in a bar. It was so fun. I sort of pride myself on being like fast and efficient, and like getting everyone served quickly. And I don't know if it all comes to an end and I have to go back and work in a bar. I don't know. I'd be kind of happy.
Well,
depends on the bar, I suppose.
Yeah, it depends exactly. And it depends on the bar too, because it's like when you find, and it goes both ways. Like when you find your bar that you love is like your go-to, your community. You know all the people that work there. It's like you and vice versa. All the bartenders love the clientele. They love who comes because it's people say you find your Cheers bar.
You said it there, community, right?
Yeah,
and I think that's it in the bartending mixology scene. There is a real community, and an international one, and we share ideas, and it's so fun. I love that. And actually, interestingly, I've just been playing Macbeth at the Royal Shakespeare Company in the UK, and I just finished last week. But our show was set in a bar.
There you go.
Macbeth in a bar. So I guess maybe it is full circle.
Everybody can get strong at Planet Fitness. They have their high-value membership that will support you on any step of your fitness journey. There are over 2,700 club locations, with most clubs open 24 hours. They have some of the best in-class equipment. It's the same high-quality equipment as other more expensive gyms. You can do a full workout, strength training, cardio, stretching. Plus, they have brand new plate-loaded machines, hack squats, supine benches, and calf raises. Their staff is friendly and welcoming. You can also try their unlimited free fitness training. Whatever part of the journey you're on, if you're somebody that's trying to get back into the gym, or maybe you want to switch gyms, you're not liking where you're at, or you're doing stuff at home, Planet Fitness is so great because they have everything you need right there. You can try out all those new machines. And it's important to just stay motivated and make sure you are moving your body, you're taking care of yourself. So we're all strong on this planet. Join today in club, online, or in the free Planet Fitness app. Hours, amenities, and offers vary by club. Check out planetfitness.com or stop by your local club for more information. You must be 18 years old to enroll or 13 to 17 with a parent/guardian.
What was your first audition ever? I'm seeing a lot of actors talk about that more often
First
lately.
audition. Oh, honestly, I couldn't tell you what my first one was, but I have a lot of really bad ones. Yeah.
Why do you think they were bad?
Oh, I was completely out of my depth in some occasions, or just things you're just not appropriate for, and you get sent up for it, and you're like, what am I doing here? But I remember from, I don't know, Tarzan, and having to like take my top off in front of like the casting director, and you're like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing, to, I don't know, flying out to Los Angeles and testing on jobs like Aquaman, or I remember recently I auditioned for Tron. I was on like the bike, and all that sort of stuff. But
they put you on the equipment.
They put me on the equipment, and we're out there.
They send you to Disney. They put you on the ride.
I was at Universal, and this whole big setup. And at that time, I was working in a bar in London, and I remember them sending a nice car that turned up at my house that was in a really dodgy area, and I'm like, this is amazing. And then there I am a week later back working behind the bar. But it's kind of cool, and
at the time, like, did you keep track of who eventually got those roles, and you're like, oh, Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why am I here? You guys are gonna cast someone famous. But I don't know, it is amazing. And then I guess I've especially going to Los Angeles over the years, kind of as a jobbing actor or actor trying to break in, to then I did the LA Marathon. I remember running down Sunset, and there's a huge billboard for our show, and I'm like, oh wow, that's so cool. To go on that journey. So I remember coming to New York and auditioning and walking the streets, and it's snowing and being really miserable. And now here I am with you guys.
Yes.
I made it. This is the pinnacle.
And not only did you make it, you've done 8 seasons of Outlander. And the story is concluding. We're getting the final season in March, which it's just been such a fun journey. The show is so good. I gotta know what the feeling was like for you, like those last few days on set, and how you've kind of processed the end of it all.
The end of it all.
Yeah, the end of it all. No, the end of Outlander.
It's over. It really is. It was huge. I mean, 8 seasons. We worked on it almost 12 years of my life. I mean, it's a huge part of my life. And, not only it was sad to say goodbye to the character, but also the crew, and everyone becomes family, right? So you're with everyone every day for 12 years. It was really sad. I was ready, but the last year was, honestly, it was like a roller coaster. Every day you go to work and you're like, it feels like another day at work, but actually the last time I'm going to get to speak to this person, or the last time I'm going to wear this, or the last time I'm going to ride my horse Jack, or like all these things. And the last day, we had this big scene, myself and Katrina Buff, my co-star, and it was like a 7-minute long dialogue scene, and we were doing it, and the whole cast and crew came and watched, and so there was about several hundred people behind the camera watching, like no pressure, and it was so hard. We were both just holding back a lot of emotion because
because I imagine everybody, even if you're looking out to everybody that's watching you guys, I'm sure they were all emotional.
So it was really really sad, but also what an amazing journey, amazing character. And the season comes out this spring. It's going to be such a great celebration to like see everyone again, and we are really close. We're like still like family. It's so nice.
Do you feel like it's going to be having to say goodbye a second
again,
time?
all over again? Perhaps not. I was worried about it, but I think I've had enough time now. And as I said, I've been working elsewhere, and it was amazing to go do this play and do something completely different. So I think I've now come to terms with it. But there will definitely be tears, 100%. And probably whiskey.
Lots of cocktails.
Whiskey and tears. Sounds
Whiskey
like a song.
and tears. It probably is a song.
Probably is a country song somewhere.
Probably. That definitely is true. I know that obviously the fans are so invested in how this all wraps up, and we have the books to go off of and all of those things. But how do you think fans are going to react to this final season?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how it ends. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. But obviously we had to finish it sooner than the books. Diana Gabaldon is still writing the final book, I believe. In fact, I think she's actually finished it, from what I heard. But we had to finish it our own way. So it is a slightly different ending to the books. But I know the fans are going to be distraught to see it end. But hopefully we've served them and served the characters. I'm really proud of it. I can't wait. I haven't seen the final season, any of it. So I'm excited to see that. But I know, it's going to be very emotional.
Is there any part of you that wants to go back to the very beginning and watch it all from then?
Oh, God. I think one day I will.
Yeah.
Not right now. But I wouldn't mind going back and watching it because I haven't. I have seen episodes, but I've never watched the whole thing.
Oh, you got to go. I will say, I go back and sometimes rewatch just season 1.
Really?
And I loved the show.
Wow,
but see, I don't know, there's something
quite magical.
There was something really magical about that first season that like sometimes when I'm in that, like I'm like, I need something to pick up again. I'm like, I'm gonna watch season 1 of Outlander again.
That's so nice.
It really was fantastic. And
thank you.
Like you said, so you've been working on it for 12 years.
Yeah.
Which is such a huge amount of time. What do you hope is next in the acting world for you? Like you said, you were just doing theater. Is it maybe more of that? Would you want to be on another like long-standing TV show?
I want to come join you guys.
Yeah.
Third host.
Wait, we got a big
Hey, come on. I could lie on
this.
Chick in the office.
You'll
Dobby.
join the Squishmallow and Dobby and
Dude in the office.
Yeah.
What would I like to do? I mean, honestly, it was a dream come true to play Macbeth at the RC. It was huge. The last people to do it in that theater, it was in the 1970s, and it was Judi Dench and Ian McKellen.
Wow.
You may have heard of them.
Yeah.
So we got to do an event with them where myself and my co-star Leah Williams and Judy and Sir Ian, we were on stage and we talked about Shakespeare, and we got to hear them talk about their production, but also they did a bit. Judi Dench did this sonnet, a Shakespeare sonnet. It was like the most beautiful, heartbreaking, amazing thing you've ever heard and seen. So for me, that was really special. So I'd love to do more theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm open to anything, and I've got a couple of things in the pipeline which sound really fun.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That's a great.
Probably
Anything
not
that
more
you
kilts.
can tease?
Not really yet, but I'm gonna be busy.
Unfair.
Sorry,
No, that's
but
amazing though.
yeah,
That's
there was-
really exciting.
And people may be upset about the no kilts thing. I think that's.
I mean, you might sneak one in somewhere.
I was gonna say there maybe
There
just.
will always be kilts.
Yes, exactly.
But new
exactly.
chapters are always super exciting. Although,
Yeah.
it feels like a part of your life, the chapter has closed.
Yeah.
It opens up so many different avenues and
like
opens
that.
up more of your schedule as well.
Exactly. You say no,
Yep,
and then
yep.
it gives you space to do other stuff. And I mean, obviously busy with my spirits brand. We opened my distillery in Galloway, where I'm from, which has been so rewarding.
And
to go
is that
back
something
there.
people can go like visit and do tastings and all that?
Yeah, we do tastings,
Amazing.
and it's a small but mighty distillery, and I'm just so proud because I grew up in rural Scotland in the southwest. It's got so much history.
Yeah.
There's castles, there's standing stones. It's amazing to part of Scotland, but people don't really go there. So I'm trying to show that there's so much to explore in Scotland and in that area. So we're also trying to highlight
amazing.
producers there, and
Right.
it's incredible. So yeah, that's a funny.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
You'll have to put that on the end of the Outlander tours.
Right.
You're like, you do the Outlander tour,
Yeah.
and then you pop it to you go to the distillery.
Come get drunk. Great.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that where you are spending majority of your time in Scotland still, or are you kind of in the States?
Yeah, I'm kind of all over. I don't really know where I'm going to be in the next year or so, but I still have my place in Scotland and I love it. And I'm going home for the holidays and I'm really excited, and probably New Year as well.
Yeah.
We celebrate big every year. It's called Hogmanay, and we probably a bigger holiday and celebration than Christmas.
Ooh.
Wow, that sounds so fun.
Yeah.
It does. I feel like everyone has such a romantic vision in their mind of like what Christmas in Scotland probably looks like.
Yeah.
So
We got to start thinking about New Year's Eve in Scotland.
yeah,
instead.
exactly. That's
New Year.
that's
I don't think it was only maybe like 100 years or maybe less about 100 years I think that Scotland actually was a holiday. People still worked at Christmas because it wasn't a holiday. And now it is, of course.
yeah. It's take a little something from us in the States where we're like Christmas, and between Christmas and New Year's we got nothing. That's the time.
Done. You guys gonna get a break?
Yes,
Yes.
we do have about
Yes.
2 weeks off. Our whole company kind
Yeah.
of shuts down for that
Yeah.
amount of time.
Right.
Which will be very nice. It'll be plenty of time to maybe binge Outlander again.
You can watch
Start from the
binge
top.
Outlander. You can make a cocktail.
Yes,
exactly.
Well, this is going to really come in handy.
For
The
sure.
cocktail diaries are definitely going to come in handy during this holiday season.
And it's a great gift too, because I love like people who have a nice bar cart, getting like a cocktail book for their bar cart. It always
gorgeous.
pops. Always looks nice.
And we told you this at the beginning,
Yep.
but the colors are so
They are.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
And
we
I
actually
feel like-
shot that in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the beginning of the year, and so fun. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's like a moody,
Moody, and lots of little insights into my travels and to
Yep.
producers and or the history behind each cocktail. And it's a little bit silly as well.
and I like that it's a hefty book.
Right.
You can
Makes
tell
a good doorstop.
and it all
Yeah.
no, but you can tell that you really took your time and had a lot of passion in this. It's not just a couple pages where you're flipping through and throwing some
100%.
cocktails in
No,
there.
I
Like,
love it.
Yeah.
I
you
love a
really
hardcover
do
cocktail book too.
care about what you're making.
I
and
really,
you could tell with
I
this.
really do, yeah. And even like the illustrations in there, I wanted to make it feel personal and a little bit insightful. But yeah, I really do. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and good tips and tricks, because I think people see how to make a cocktail, and then like I love at the back of the book, it's like, here's all the equipment you need. Here's
Yeah.
all that's it. Like 'cause
Right.
that's step one, is like, what do I need to have in my kitchen to even be able to do these things?
Yeah.
So it's all in there. The book is available now.
Yes. It
everybody
is.
can. Like I said, it's a fantastic gift as we're going
It's
into
actually on
this.
discount, I think, on Amazon. I saw today. I don't know how that works, but
Yeah, right.
Amazon.
Great, amazing. You
It'll-
can check that out now.
Yeah, it'll show up quick to your doorstep just in time for the holidays.
Yep.
And we're so excited about the last season of
Oh,
Outlander.
thank you.
And congratulations on
Yeah.
such a successful show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so kind.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for
Yes.
joining us, Sam.
Thanks
Yes,
for having
thank
me. I
you.
appreciate it. I was going to ask you about. I know you're finished. But
Oh no,
I was going to ask you about your Eagles top. I mean,
Oh.
I'm sorry, it's not going well, is it?
Thanks.
subject.
Sorry.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Sorry to say, but
they won
They won yesterday.
yeah, I saw.
They did play the Raiders, which they are terrible.
You would hope they would beat them. Yeah.
You would hope, and thank God they did. And yeah, the few weeks before that were not
Yeah.
pleasant.
It started well, and then you guys
yes,
went
yes.
somewhere else. Like I said, I'm British. Obviously, I don't have a team, but I follow all the teams,
Yeah.
and I'm so passionate. I wanted to go see the Giants yesterday, but it was too cold.
Yeah,
that
was not-
would have been a brutal game
and,
to
and
go
no
to.
offense to
And no
I'm like,
offense.
that's just not the game to go to.
It wasn't the
like
game.
it
No.
maybe
Yeah.
it was the 3-11 command, like it's just a tough. Yeah, that would be a tough one.
I'll come see the Eagles next time.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
next season. You never know what could happen
Lincoln
this season.
Financial Field is lovely. It says not a
Right.
short trip to Philadelphia from here if you're in New York. And that's definitely the place to place to be. Do you follow the football and or like you a Premier League fan, or are you Scottish?
I'm not a huge soccer fan.
Okay.
But the World Cup is huge, and Scotland
I was
got
going to say
in.
that's why I was going to bring it up.
It was like a national party when they got in, and we are so excited. I can't wait. I want to be in Boston. I want to come and watch the games.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Gonna
It's gonna be so
we
fun.
say no Scotland, no party. We have the Tartan Army, which is our supporters. They are so fun, and I hope we're gonna do well.
I think Boston's the perfect location for
It's
them too.
the
It's like I
perfect
feel
party.
like the Scottish folk are going to flood the streets of Boston.
We will. We'll be there with our kilts.
There's a lot of kilts there anyway.
Kilts and-
Right,
Yeah,
that's
right.
true.
There's a lot of
That is
We'll
true.
fit right in. So,
exactly.
I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thanks, guys.
thank you.
Cheers.
That wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We love you guys so very much. We have some exciting episodes this week. Little tease right there. But we love you guys very much, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Yeah, Chicks in the Office. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Look at the charts, who does it the best? 2 chicks getting paid in reality checks. You can find them at the gym, it's not even a